community, and we are proud of the work we do. You can choose to go to a corporate body shop, or you can stay local and go to Superior Collision, Marquette's local, hometown body shop.
The Upper Peninsula's new CBS station, WZMQ 19.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lily Simmons. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, Michigan businesses are gearing up for change as the state prepares to increase its minimum wage. We'll have the latest on the debate from Lansing. And millions of people in California are still being impacted by wildfires and high winds. We'll speak with the Red Cross about how people in the UP can offer help to those impacted. Plus, applications are open for a leadership training program in Delta County. We'll have details on what professionals of all ages can learn. Your 19 News at 6 starts right now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Things are going to be pretty cold for Marquette. Not as cold as last night. We're expecting partly to mostly cloudy skies overall. Temperatures will be falling to around 10 degrees by daybreak, and hopefully get a little bit of clearing and some sunshine as we begin Wednesday. Before tonight, still single digits, quite cold along the Wisconsin border, below zero out toward Ironwood. But otherwise, looks like a fairly decent weather into Wednesday. More of the rest of the forecast later in the show.
Michigan's House of Representatives had its first committee meeting of the year this morning. The Select Committee was specially formed to address employment bills that lawmakers are hoping to pass before February 21st. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy attended that meeting this morning and has the details.
Michigan's minimum wage is set to increase to $12.48, and tipped wages will rise from 38% to 48% on February 21st. Businesses will also be required to provide a minimum of 40 hours of paid sick time.
We believe that tipped workers, like every other worker, deserve to have our wages paid for by our employers and not by our customers.
Tipped workers on both sides have been speaking up about the changes since they were announced last July. With the beginning of the new legislature, lawmakers are pushing hard to pass a new law to set different rates before the changes kick in.
It doesn't suit everybody. This money has to come from somewhere. And if we're raising the minimum wage and then we're giving everybody all this sick time, it's worded very poorly.
At the Bills Committee hearing, 50 testimony cards were submitted, but only 3 against the legislation were heard. Those in support speaking about concerns that the changes will decrease tips and the way they believe the changes could burden small businesses.
Legislation like this compares my small coffee shop like Rosa and puts us under the same regulatory climate as a Starbucks. We're not Starbucks, I think we're better.
Opponents say in the end it's the right thing to do to roll back tipped wages, requiring employers to take that responsibility and urging lawmakers to vote against the bills. The legislation will still need to see a vote in the House and Senate before the end of February to override the old law. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
President-elect Donald Trump's nominee for Secretary of Defense faced tough questions from lawmakers on Capitol Hill. While some Republicans gave him a warm welcome, Democrats grilled him on policy and allegations of excessive drinking, sexual misconduct, and a lack of experience. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp was monitoring the hearing. Rachel, what were some of your big takeaways?
Good evening, Lily. So it's typical for these cabinet nominees to go through some of these tough questions, but during Pete Hegseth's confirmation hearing, some Democratic senators, like our Michigan senators, Gary Peters and Alyssa Slotkin, they grilled him on many questions from experience and policy. I just want to take a step back really quick and look at some background information on this. Now, the Secretary of Defense is arguably one of the most important spots in the president's cabinet, overseeing nearly 3 million people and more than $800 billion for the Defense Department. Now, many Republican senators say Hegseth, who is a former Army veteran and Fox News anchor, described him as an unconventional pick, but senators say he would be a breath of fresh air at the Pentagon. Hegseth told committee members he wants to bring back the warrior culture back to the Defense Department, and he wants the Pentagon to be focused on warfighting, lethality, standards, and readiness. But his nomination has been clouded in controversy. There have been reports of allegations of sexual misconduct, excessive drinking, financial mismanagement of veterans organizations, and senators questioned him about comments he said about women should straight up not serve in combat. Now, Michigan senators questioned Hegseth. Senator Gary Peters questioned him about his experience or lack thereof for running one of the biggest departments, and freshman Senator Alyssa Slotkin aired concerns about the president misusing the military.
President Trump said in November that he is willing to consider using the active duty military against the, quote, enemy within. Have you been personally involved in discussions of using the U.S. military active duty inside the United States?
Senator, I'm glad we finally got to the topic of border security equaling national security, because it's been abdicated and ignored for the last 4 years.
That wasn't my question.
It's going to be lethality, it's going to be war fighting, and it's going to be winning wars and reviving our defense industrial base. This is what we have to have. And I mean, I thought on those issues you did great.
Lily, during this hearing and even before then, Hegseth has repeatedly denied these allegations and claims against him. He says that there is a smear campaign running against him. Now, he has been on Capitol Hill for the past couple of weeks, meeting privately with Republican senators, trying to win them over. And Lily, during this hearing today, it sounded like, for the most part, senators, Republican senators at least, were warmly kind of questioning him. They at least weren't asking too tough of questions against him, but Democratic senators are hearing from them after this hearing. They say that they are not convinced that he is the right pick for the job. Lily, back to you.
Thank you, Rachel. Today, Republicans took action on another campaign priority in 2024, cracking down on transgender student athletes. The Republican House passed the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act, and our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon heard from Republicans and civil rights groups who oppose the bill.
The National Collegiate Athletic Association currently considers transgender competition rules on a sport-by-sport basis. That could change under a bill passed by the Republican House Tuesday.
The bill is passed. That objection, motion to reconsider, is laid upon the table.
The legislation would amend Title IX and require schools to follow strict gender definitions based on a person's genetics at birth.
But today, the House voted to uphold common sense again. We voted to require all schools receiving federal funds to uphold the original meaning of Title IX and keep biological men out of women's sports. The American people sent a clear message in November. They want us to return to common sense.
Opponents to the bill say it's discriminatory in nature, especially for the 3% of American high schoolers who identify as transgender, according to the CDC.
This bill is framed as protecting women and girls' rights when it does anything but that.
Shawali Patel is the senior director of Safe and Inclusive Schools at the National Women's Law Center, an organization fighting for gender justice.
This legislation harms all women and girls. I mean, it's a direct attack on women and girls who are trans and who are intersex, who do not fit into this narrow definition of sex that's based on reproductive biology. There are actual issues that Congress should be prioritizing, not something like this that actually is an attempt to further their hate against people who are trans.
Senate Republicans are expected to bring the bill up for a vote. However, passage in the Senate will require 60 votes per the Senate's filibuster rule. It will be a steep uphill battle for Republicans, who have a 53-47 Senate majority. Reporting in Washington, Brendan Scanlon, WZMQ 19 News.
About half of all U.S. states have implemented some laws limiting transgender student athletes from participating in competition. And in California, millions of people are on alert as powerful winds return to the region. At least 24 people have been killed in the devastating fires ravaging parts of Southern California, and dozens are still missing. Dania Backus has more from Los Angeles.
Thousands of firefighters are positioned throughout Los Angeles County, bracing for another round of high winds.
The anticipated winds, combined with low humidities and low fuel moistures, will keep the fire threat in the LA region critical.
Officials fear the powerful Santa Ana gusts could slow progress in containing the Palisades and Eaton fires that have scorched tens of thousands of acres over the last few days. Overnight, a new fire broke out just north of LA in Ventura County, forcing evacuations. Crews managed to stop its growth for now.
I don't want people to start thinking everything's okay now. Everything's not okay yet. The wind's blowing and it's going to continue to blow.
Because city officials know just how quickly these fires can spread and how much devastation they can cause, they are warning residents to be prepared to evacuate at a moment's notice and to have a plan for their pets.
If you're asked to evacuate, please listen to all evacuation orders as they are meant as a life-saving measure.
Just a week ago, hundreds of residents from Pasadena area nursing homes and assisted living facilities were forced to flee as the Eaton fire threatened the region.
This was our home.
Staff at the terraces of Pasadena raced to help seniors, even carrying some on their backs.
The elevators obviously were out of order, so we had emergency stair chairs that the staff was able to use. We've had staff also had to carry our residents down.
A number of residents of Altadena have since filed lawsuits against Southern California Edison, claiming the utility triggered the blaze. The company tells CBS News the cause of the fire continues to be under investigation.
The wind event impacting Southern California is expected to continue through Wednesday. And as the humanitarian crisis in Los Angeles continues to grow, relief efforts are underway by the American Red Cross in California and here in the UP. According to the executive director of the Northern Michigan chapter of the Red Cross, the best way to help wildfire victims is to make a financial donation or sign up to be a volunteer. She says they currently don't have the space or resources to handle donations like clothing and other items that require sorting and storage.
Because that helps us with feeding, it helps us with sheltering, all of those things are, cost money. And so that's really the best thing and that's where we're at right now, is making sure people have a place to stay, that they have a roof over their heads, they have access to electricity and internet and food.
Volunteers are also needed to work from home virtually. For more details on how to get involved, visit WZMQ19.com. Your first warning weather forecast is after the break, and later Mike Ludlam joins us tonight with sports highlights, including week 2 of UP High School basketball polls. Plus, a look at some beautiful and cold displays that are drawing crowds to several states across the country. Stay with us.
John's Auto has been voted the #1 dealer to buy pre-owned vehicle for longer than I've been alive. If you're looking for a vehicle, or if you're looking for someone to help with your current car, or if you need to get yours looking like new again, come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
What happens when we follow the human side of the headline?
I was in tears.
Life is a little bit different now.
It's gonna take a while to get used to. And I said it to myself that I can't make this about me.
You get the all-new CBS Evening News.
This is extreme crime.
To catch him, they'll use every trick in the book.
We were operating against ghosts, and ghosts are tough to find.
Top investigators and police use the latest forensic science to uncover the truth and solve real cases. The devil is always in the details. Forensic Factor.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Mathis Court is in session.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
Is your parents' car sounding funny? Do you hear any clunks, rattles, squeaks, or leaks? Tell them to call John's Auto Service Department for fast, friendly, and affordable service. Come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
It's Shunk's big winter sale. It's that time of year when you spend more time on your sofa, more time on your recliner, and more time in bed. During Shunk's big winter sale, you'll save on the furniture you need. And there's big savings on quality Amish dining room too. Have it built the way you want it, or save even more on floor sample closeouts. And mattresses from Serta, Sealy, Tempur-Pedic, and Stearns & Foster. The selection and discounts have never been greater. Shop Shunk's big winter sale at both locations for big discounts. Shop Shunk's in Marquette today.
Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
Checking out the headlines, looks like we'll see a little sunshine. Fine as we head toward Wednesday. A nice break from at least the cloudy skies and some of the snow. Temperatures will also slowly be going up over the next several days, but enjoy it because by the end of the weekend, we take a polar plunge with some of the coldest air that we've had so far during this winter season. And it looks like that cold group will be with us into the beginning of next week. This is something we showed on the late shows yesterday. We're in the middle of what we call meteorological winter, which begins December 1st and ends on February 28th. About a 3-week difference between what we as meteorologists follow and what the calendar shows. So we're kind of in the middle. So how are things looking across the United States at this time for snow cover? Far cry from last year. Last year we had 32% of the United States covered in snow. This year over half of the U.S. going as far down as the Tennessee Valley into Oklahoma. Of course, the usual mountain areas getting covered and here in Michigan and in the Northeast. But the southern extent of the snow with an average depth of 3.4 inches. That 54% is the highest we've had since 2017 or 2018 rather, when we had 54% coverage as well. So a lot of snow coverage here, a lot more than the warmth we had from last year. Winds will be shifting toward the southwest by daybreak on Wednesday, and that will allow for a break from the lake effect and give us a little bit of sunshine. And southerly winds will also help boost our temperatures for the most part, and they're going to pick up pretty good as we head toward Wednesday night. So the lake effect kicking out, decent weather into the morning. Here comes the clouds, and by the evening on Wednesday, the next front comes in. That's going to bring in some snow showers and some bands of lake effect returning to some extent as we head toward Thursday morning. Snowfall into tomorrow morning, not much here. Most of you getting less than an inch. Then by the end of the day, Thursday, Wednesday into Thursday, looks like 1 to 3 inches of additional snowfall. For tonight, though, any snow will be ending, and we'll be having temperatures down to the single digits and teens. Highs tomorrow, still cold in the low 20s, sunshine followed by increasing cloudiness. After that, things are looking pretty decent for Friday. Mild temperatures, and we may finally get above freezing, but it's a quick hit. We transition from cold on Saturday to frigid. Look at this, at least a 3-day, if not 4-day period where high temperatures will not get out of the single digits and low temperatures will be below zero. So some bitter cold for early next week.
Thanks, Tom. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we'll have details on a professional development program being offered in Delta County. Stay tuned.
Chips or cracks, we've got your back. Brian's Auto Glass.
Introducing Brian's Auto Glass, now in Nagani. Your trusted experts in auto glass repair and replacement. When it comes to your vehicle's glass, trust the experts at Brian's Auto Glass. Our highly trained technicians handle everything from window replacements to fixing those annoying chips. At Brian's Auto Glass, we're committed to quality and precision, ensuring your safety on the road. Visit us today at our new location at 6 Industrial Drive in Nagani, or call us at 906-233-4527.
Good morning with Dulcolax. Good morning. Yeah. Try Dulcolax Chewy Fruit Bites for fast and gentle constipation relief in as little as 30 minutes. Making your good morning even better with Dulcolax.
These hands cook for 30 people 3 meals a day. I can't stop when I have dry hands. I trust O'Keeffe's.
It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief.
If it works for these hands, it'll work for yours.
Also available in O'Keeffe's for healthy feet.
Woohoo! Gambling ads are getting pretty hard to ignore.
Bet now.
Free bet.
Bet now. Free bet. Bet for free. Bet. Free bet. Free bet.
If you choose to gamble, make sure you play it safe. For tips that will help, go to don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board.
Attention families with a loved one in a nursing home. If your loved one has suffered from bed sores, falls, broken bones, dehydration, or even death, you may be entitled to a substantial settlement. If you have a loved one who is injured in a nursing home, we will find out what happened. State violations are found against nursing homes every day. You have a limited time to file your claim, so don't wait. Call 800-261-0666 and speak with one of our attorneys. The call is confidential and free.
Applications are now open for a professional development program in Delta County. Delta Force provides leadership training to professionals of all ages. Participants visit area businesses and talk with law enforcement, local officials, and media outlets to learn about how Delta County operates. To date, more than 400 individuals have graduated from the program, and many have gone on to become leaders in their own communities.
Growing up here, you think you know everything about everything in the area, and as you go through and get a more detailed look at these businesses, you really realize there's a lot that you didn't know about certain things, and it's really been an eye-opening experience for many people.
Delta Force applications close on January 24th, and the first session is in February. We'll have application information on our website. Coming up after the break, our own Mike Ludlam is in the studio with some sports highlights. He'll give us a look at the second week edition of the Upper Peninsula High School basketball polls. And later, cold temperatures across the country are helping create some beautiful ice displays. We'll tell you how both nature and ingenuity play a part in making it possible.
Optimize your home with Maytag and Whirlpool appliances from Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Maytag and Whirlpool offer best-in-class warranties on durable, state-of-the-art appliances, perfect for your laundry room or kitchen. Available in stock or online, plus free delivery and 0% financing.
CBS Thursdays, we're on a mission to get the word out.
I'm Mandy McAllister.
That you're always invited to come laugh at Georgie and Mandy's first marriage.
I didn't even say anything!
TV's most watched new comedy.
I'm a fan. Thank you, Bubba.
That ravers can't stop raving about.
I'm impressed. Feels like there's a butt coming.
I feel it too.
You two are impossible. See, that feels better.
Lucky for us, new episodes of Georgie and Mandy return Thursday, January 30th on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
I'm Nora O'Donnell, and this is the new home for CBS News in the Upper Peninsula. We'll be looking for you right here on WZMQ 19.
Looking for your next level in real estate? Look no further than Next Home Superior Living. Stephanie's not just any realtor. She's energetic, talented, equipped with the latest technology, and decades of experience to serve you better. At Next Home Superior Living, we're not just selling homes. We're guiding clients and customers throughout the entire transaction. That's Stephanie Jones of Next Home. Visit stephaniesells.com and let her work with you for your next home. Don't settle for ordinary. Choose Next Home Superior Living for your extraordinary real estate journey.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Why should you consider re-siding your home? Your home is the largest investment you'll make. Protect it with new siding installed by the experts at the Window Store. We offer a range of affordable, high-quality siding options, including premium ABC seamless steel siding with attractive financing options available. And we install all winter long across the entire UP. Schedule your appointment today and enjoy the Window Store experience for yourself. Your clear choice is the Window Store.
Good evening, everyone. The latest Upper Peninsula Sports Writers and Sportscasters Association high school basketball polls have a decent amount of consensus, considering it's only the second set of rankings this season. But let's first check on why a couple boys teams are still in the top 5 of the Division 1 through 3 list. We'll begin with Friday's game between Menominee and Marquette. Tanner Tirkoff, Darren Butler to Dylan Beal for 3. And that ties the game at 7. Now for the pick getting set, Tanner Tirkoff will knock down one from the outside. Menominee takes a 10-7 lead. Then off the steal, Jacob McPhee ahead to Ford Richardson for the layup. And the Sentinels now have the advantage at 12-10. It's Kyler Sager, McPhee. Jackson Jermu will knock one down from three-point land. And Marquette went on to win this one by the count of 73-43. Not too far away, let's go to Ishpeming, where the Hematites were taking on Negaunee. And off the miss, it is an outlet. Baron Heslop to Kyle Waterman for the hoop and the harm. And that would get the Miners up by a little more than 4. Then Jordan Gannett will power his way to the basket, and that one is in over the defender. Ishpeming's turn. Grady Gauthier will have a nice looking outside shot, but it will not go in. Caden Luma gets the rebound, put back, and the foul. He made the free throw, and the Tides down 39-35. Then Kyle Waterman will wheel his way to the basket for a hoop and harm. Negaunee scored the last 5 points to win 60-57 on a basket by Baron Heslop just before the buzzer. Now taking a look at the polls for this week in the 1 through 3 poll. Marquette has all 6 first place votes and 30 points. Kingsford is next, Westwood, then Iron Mountain and Negaunee. Iron Mountain visits Kingsford this evening. In Division 4, Forest Park has all 6 first place votes. Then it's Dollar Bay, Pickford's moving up, North Dickinson, and Norway. On the girls' side, Negaunee is still undefeated, and so is Gladstone. They're 1-2. Then it's Houghton, Sault Ste. Marie, and Ishpeming. Calumet and Kingsford also picked up a couple votes. And in Division 4 for the girls, St. Ignace gets 5 out of 6, with you and Trout Creek next. Then it's Munising, Lance, and Lakeland and Hubble. Newberry also picked up a vote. Forest Park boys basketball guard Vic Giuliani has won the Prep Hoops Dr. Dish Award for the week of December 30th through January 6th. Giuliani had a double-double of 40 points and 11 rebounds in a win over Rapid River. He also had a 31-point performance while shooting 19 of 24 from the floor against Dollar Bay. The Trojans return to action at home Thursday against county rival West Iron County. GLIAC basketball from last night. The enemy women held off Roosevelt 60-56. Alyssa Nims had 18 points. Mackenzie Holsworth had 12. And the men pulled away to win 77-55. Jackson Dudek, 18. Cal Klesmet, 11 off the bench. Wildcats host Wayne State on Thursday. How about Michigan Tech taking on Roosevelt on Saturday? The men trailed 40-38 to start the second half, and during a 6-minute stretch, it was pretty much a Pete Calcaterra show. He's going to put this one in, plus a foul. He ended up with 24 points and 6 rebounds. Calcaterra dished one of his 3 assists to Nate Abel, and that one's going to be good for 3. Huskies led 47-40, and they would keep right on going. Ty Fernholtz, the current GLIAC Offensive Player of the Week, gets the ball to Matt Schmeinda, and that's a 3-pointer right in front of me. Tech kept making 3-pointers and outscored the Lakers 44-19 in the second half to win 82-59. Michigan Tech hosts Saginaw Valley State on Thursday. Pep band was sounding pretty good for the women's contest, but things were kind of strange for the women on Saturday. Played well in the first quarter and the fourth quarter. That would be Bella Lenz there. She had 14. The second and third quarters, they were outscored 40-10, and Roosevelt was the winner of this one by the count of 74-57, and we will be right back.
All right, everybody, listen up.
We have an abduction. A murder? A bombing. We need to shut this down before more New Yorkers get hurt.
It's not a game. It's because you're desperate and dangerous.
CBS Tuesday is FBI night.
Move in. Go, go, go.
What can I say? We make a good team.
FBI. New episodes return CBS Tuesday, January 28th, and streaming on Paramount+.
So much joy. It's the real-life Chris Perfetti on the Jennifer Hudson Show. You have a cardboard cutout that people can buy.
No! What have you done?
And Beauty Alert, male edition. Then a young sensei for seniors teaches me. What's up? What's up?
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
Yes, we're on thin ice. And everything is going up in smoke. Still, some are adding fuel to the fire. While the rest of us see the troubled waters rising. Our planet is under the weather. But when the going gets tough, the tough get, well, you know. Because in the heat of this moment, we're not about to lose our cool. Love it or lose it.
Cloudy for tonight, and temperatures dropping near 10, maybe even single digits in the areas along the Wisconsin border. That'll lead to some sunshine tomorrow morning, more clouds for the afternoon. Most of you getting into the lower 20s. Some snow showers for Wednesday night into Thursday, about 1 to 3 inches of accumulation. We get warmer for Friday, but then an Arctic plunge for the beginning of next week.
Thanks, Tom. Finally tonight, an annual architectural celebration of ice is up and running in New Hampshire and several other states. Ice castles, which are both temporary art installations and tourist attractions, feature towers, tunnels, archways, and caves, all created by growing, harvesting, and arranging thousands of icicles and blasting them with sprinklers. This year, the company behind the displays has operations in Utah, Minnesota, 2 locations in Colorado, and New Hampshire, where the state included a tubing hill and ice bar. By day, the structures shine with pale blue hues, and at night they shine from inside with pink, purple, and green lights. Thanks for joining us for your WZMQ 19 News at 6. We'll be back right here at 11:10 Central.